This story is 101 Dalmatians, the Puppies' First Christmas. One winter evening, Pongo and Perdita were watching television with their puppies when Roger and Nanny hauled a huge tree into the parlour. It was fresh and green and made the room smell like a pine forest. "What's going on?" Rolly asked, turning to look at his mother. "Don't worry, dear," said Perdita. "It's Christmas Eve. This is just the beginning." "Christmas?" Loki asked. "It does look like a mess." He wagged his tail. The parlour floor was covered with pine needles, boxes of ornaments, tinsel garlands, and strings of small lights. Anita was waiting in the parlour to help Roger and Nanny. Roger hung shiny coloured globes on the branches. Anita wound a garland around the tree. When the tree was finished and the room tidied, Roger flipped a switch. The lights and shiny ornaments cast a magical glow around the room. The puppies stared at the tree. The humans had certainly made the tree very pretty. That night, Pongo and Perdita told the puppies all about Christmas. "It's a time when people show their families and friends how much they care for them," Pongo said. It explained how humans sent cards, baked cookies and fruitcakes, and sang festive carols. "It may sound strange, but you'll grow to love the festive season," Perdita said. "Especially the beef bones left over from preparing dinner," Pongo added. "Bones?" Patch said, perking up. Perdita continued. "On Christmas Eve, after everyone's in bed, people sneak presents under the tree." "Presents?" all the puppies said at once. "Why do people put presents under the tree?" Pepper asked. "Christmas is about giving," Pongo told the puppies as they gathered round. "People give presents to their friends and family to show how much they love them." "Wonder if we'll get any presents," said Rolly. "Maybe," Perdita replied. "Anita gave me a collar last year, and I got a red ball," said Pongo. "I hope someone loves us," said Penny. "You're all loved whether or not there are presents under the tree," Perdita said. "Now time for bed. Tomorrow is a big day." On Christmas morning, the puppies woke at dawn. They crept into the parlour. Sure enough, there were piles of brightly wrapped packages under the tree. "We are loved," Freckles cried. The puppies dived into the pile of presents. They tossed the packages around and ripped and tore at the coloured paper. "Christmas is fun," Rolly exclaimed as he shook some wrapping paper out of his mouth. Lucky pulled open a box. "Perfume," he said, wrinkling his nose. Penny dragged a spotted necktie out of some tissue paper. "What do I need with more spots?" Freckles held up a lace handkerchief. "What's this for?" he asked. Just then they heard voices in the hallway. The puppies looked at each other in alarm. "Let's get out of here," Rolly said. The puppies scampered around the room, hiding behind the sofa, under the chairs, and in the folds of the curtains. The puppies trembled when they heard Roger's footsteps. He stopped in the doorway. "What on earth?" he said. Anita walked up beside him. "Oh dear," she cried. "Perdita! Pongo!" Roger called out. "Where are you?" The puppies heard the click of the parents' claws on the wooden floor as they scurried towards the parlour. When they came into the room, Pongo went woof, and Perdita repeated woof. The puppies looked at each other uncertainly. Then Anita started to laugh. Roger said with a chuckle, "Looks like we've had some help at opening our gifts." "Wasn't that kind of the puppies?" Nanny said, and as she walked into the room and saw the mess of paper and ribbon. "I wonder where they've got to," Roger said with a twinkle in his eyes. "Here, pups, there's still so many boxes to unwrap," Anita said, shaking her head. "I do wish they'd come and help." The puppies looked around at each other in their hiding places. Then one by one they crept out from under the chairs and behind the sofa. They gathered around the trees as Roger pulled more packages from under the branches. "Go for it, boys and girls." The puppies tore into the bright wrappings and the tangled ribbons. They crunched cardboard and rolled around in the crinkly paper. Patch hopped into an empty box to hide. When Lucky started to tear at the top of the box, Patch popped up with a playful woof. Pongo and Perdita looked at each other. "Shall we join them?" whispered Pongo. "This is their first Christmas," Perdita replied. "Let them have their fun." When the puppies grew tired of rolling around in the wrapping paper, Nita brought out a large basket. "Sorry we didn't have time to wrap these," she said, "but then," she smiled, "maybe you've done enough work for today." She handed each puppy a squeaky toy. From the bottom of the basket, she pulled out 2 Christmas jumpers for Pongo and Perdita. "Anita knitted them herself," said Roger with pride. That evening, after Christmas dinner was over, the puppies were still full of energy. They weren't ready to go to bed. "We like Christmas," said Pepper. "We like our toys," said Rolly. "We like tissue paper," said Patch. "Remember what we told you about Christmas?" Perdita asked. She nudged her children towards their basket. It's a time for giving. It's also about forgiving," Pongo said gently. "You were lucky that Roger and Anita weren't upset that you unwrapped their presents." The puppies' heads drooped a little. "We're lucky we have 2 wonderful humans," Perdita said softly. "That is the best present we could ask for." The puppies raised their eyes to their mother hopefully. "You are loved," said Penny, smiling. "You are all, each and every one of you, very loved," Perdita assured her children. "And that's what Christmas is all about," Pongo said as the puppies drifted off to sleep.